Hello everyone, this is Anne from A Web That Works. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm going to walk you through today how to give and receive and manage your LinkedIn recommendations. Now, a LinkedIn recommendation is terrific. I'm going to scroll down. We're going to demo this using Sue Sutcliffe, the web coach's profile. And if I just scroll down here, you can see that she's got lots of recommendations down here. Okay, under her recommendations, you can see from the title right there. Okay, so here's what you would do. Let's say I'm visiting Sue and I want to recommend her as a wonderful public speaker. Here's what I would do. I'm going to scroll down. Now, here you can see skills and experience. These are endorsements. I can endorse her for a specific skill, and it's like a check mark, right? I can add an endorsement for her. Endorse her for small business. I think Sue's good at that. I'm going to endorse her for that. And you can see that. You'll see my picture for everything I've endorsed her for. But recommendations are a little bit different. They're much more personal, right? You usually want to give a recommendation only when you've had first-hand service, first-hand experience with that person, and you know that they're a subject matter expert. So I'm scrolling through Sue's profile here on LinkedIn. I'm looking down, and I'm going to be looking for the section recommendations, okay? I'm going to keep going. Here they are, recommendations, right down at the bottom, and usually that's where they sit, okay? And then it says, hey, Anne, would you like to recommend Sue? And I say, absolutely. So this is where I click to give a recommendation on a person's profile. Now, when I click recommend, it gives me the opportunity to recommend Sue. I can recommend her as a colleague if I've worked at the same company, as a service provider if I hired her for a service, as a business partner, or as a student. Okay, so let's say I'm going to recommend her as a colleague. First, I'm from the same company as her. And I click continue. Okay? I can choose all sorts of things, basis of recommendation. I can choose my title at the time. So you can see I can tie it to my time that I've spent working for A Web That Works here. And I can choose Sue's title at the time. And I would choose Internet Marketing Social Media Consultant at A Web That Works because I'm recommending her for A Web That Works. And it might be for social media consulting or it might be as a speaker. So I'm going to say as a speaker this time. And I'm going to say that I was also a trainer at A Web That Works. And that Sue and I worked in the same group, okay, when we were training. I'm going to say Sue is a fantastic, organized, enthusiastic, if I could spell it, let's see, speaker, okay? I would probably write more than that. You usually want to write 2 or 3 lines, and what you want to do in this space is to be specific about how you found their performance. Was Sue very easy to listen to? Did she make difficult concepts easy? Speak directly to a project if you can. Tell exactly how Sue, or the person you're recommending, made your life wonderful, okay? And then all you have to do is click send, and it's sent. Now, I'm not going to do that because I've already recommended Sue here, but you would click send at the end. So I'm going to scroll back up here, and you'll see that I'm actually in the recommendation section now, and there's received, given, and ask for recommendation. So I'm going to show you how we get there. Say you don't want to get there from a specific profile that you're recommending, that's okay. If you drop down under profile here, you can click on recommendations. I'm going to do that, and here we are. Here, I'm in the receive tab. Manage recommendations I've received. Okay, so I can review recommendations for positions that I have and ask for a recommendation. I can also give out a recommendation. So I can fill in the name from someone here, right? Or I can pick someone from my list. And if I pop my list open, I can select anybody from my entire LinkedIn connection list. Okay? And I can, again, recommend, same process as we just filled out to make a recommendation. Now, you can take a recommendation back at any time. You manage them here, they show up here, and you can just edit them or delete them if you feel that the recommendation is no longer warranted or if that person's moved on. If for any reason you need to take one back, you manage them in your given recommendations. Received, given. Okay? Now, in your received recommendations, you may receive a recommendation from someone that says, you're a fantastic teacher. But I've been a teacher at lots of past positions. So I might want to attach that recommendation to a specific position. Okay, and I do that by clicking Manage, right? And I can attach these recommendations by checking or unchecking them to a particular position. Okay? Now, you can also solicit recommendations. what job, you have to select what position, what job you want to be recommended for, and you can select up to 200 LinkedIn contacts and bring them all over here, right? As many as you want, you can ask for recommendations. Usually, you want to do these one at a time, or small groups at a time, and you really want to personalize this message because essentially you're asking that person to be a reference for you. You want them to testify to the fact that you're good at what you do. So don't send this out as a blanket email to everyone. Don't spam people. But if you think that you've had a great partnership with someone, this can be definitely something that you ask from people. Okay, so this is how you send a request for a recommendation. And again, if you want to find your recommendations, they're just dropped down from your profile here. Okay, this is Anne McLaughlin from A Web That Works. If you'd like to go out and practice giving a recommendation today, I highly recommend that you do it because the more you give, the more you receive. Have a great day, everybody.